Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Namaskar. Welcome to Soul Connections and Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Sister Shivani is with us. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Sister, I had a great laugh in the morning. It was so funny. As soon as I got up, I just wanted to go to the washroom. And I didn't know which side to get down from, right side or left side. Because yesterday somebody said, which side of the bed you got up from? So I was just thinking that when I talk to you, I'll tell you that there are so many small things in life in our country. And I've heard my parents, their fathers, and then grandfathers, that cat has crossed, or somebody called me when I'm going for a work, or black magic, or wearing a ring. And there's so many things. And all these things, if you take it seriously, do matter in relationships. Because supposing a wife shouts from the window while the husband is going for work, a very important meeting, don't forget to bring such and such a thing on your way back. He'll come back, he'll fight with her saying, do you know I'm going for such an important work and you shouted my name when I am on the way. Never ever do that while I'm leaving. My grandfather did that, my parents did that, I do it. Now I've transferred it to my son. These things are, the sound, they look funny, they look small. But don't you think small things pain more?
It just depends on how much pain we want to create using those small things.
No, I'm talking in relationships.
There are two perspectives in this. It's very beautiful what you've just brought up, but there are two things. One, if let's say it's between a husband and a wife, or a parent and a child, there's one person who believes in this, and there's another person who probably doesn't believe or is forgotten and has so made a mistake. Like you said, the husband is upset that the wife called him when he was leaving for work, and the wife says she has forgotten. Right?
It's a myth here.
Yeah, so there are two things. No? There are two people involved and two different belief systems at times.
Yeah.
Like a lot of parents have a set of belief systems which their children today are not ready to accept. And the children will say, you're old-fashioned, this is the older generation, we don't believe in this. But for the parents, it makes a lot of difference. For them, these particular things have to be followed in the family. This particular culture, the systems has to be followed so that everything goes smooth. So this becomes an issue of conflict.
Yeah, even the right foot and the left foot, and you started on the wrong foot, entered the house with the left foot. So many small things, irritating things.
Yeah, the things are not irritating. We create irritation with those little things.
So many beautiful things which I create irritation.
Yes, it changes. The vocabulary is important because every time I make that my vocabulary, my thoughts will work accordingly. See, every time I say those irritating things, those irritating people, it again stops me from doing any inner work.
If you go on and on with your husband or wife to husband or child to say, oh, I told you something just before I'm going for an important meeting and you said it might or might not work and be careful, he's not a nice person. Now, you've transferred wrong energy to me, this will not work. Do you know how many all these small things matter? We are talking about relationships.
Yes, but again, we have to understand something small for you may be big for me. So now it's about understanding that two people are working with two different perspectives. So let's see both of them. One is most of us are living with a lot of these belief systems and have been living with them for a very, very long time. And we want to continue believing in them because we are afraid of the consequences.
Scared.
Suppose I have this belief system that if somebody says a word to me just before I'm leaving or sends a wrong thought just before I'm going for work, that's going to affect my work and my work will not get done. This is a belief system and I'm not ready to experiment with it. Because if I experiment with it and what if things go wrong, then who's ready to face the consequences? So I'd rather live in fear for the rest of my life I'd rather live in fear.
You calling it rather live in fear, or you can always say rather believe these old
Yeah.
beliefs.
But then live in fear, no? I won't wear this, I won't eat this, I won't walk like this, I won't do this on a particular day. All fear.
I won't get operated on a Tuesday, even if it is serious. I have to. It should be either Wednesday or Monday.
Right. So I'd rather live in fear than experiment and see what the consequences are. Because to experiment and see the consequences, I need to be strong. So one is this side of the family who believes in all these myths, belief systems which have been passed on to them for a huge number of generations, and it's almost truth for them. And they are afraid that if they go against that belief system, things will go wrong. So first, energy is of fear. Fear is a weakness.
So how can you call somebody who really believes in what his father, his mother taught him, and it's not low state of mind, neither is weak. He says this, they have told me this, and I believe it.
It's not about...
He's got a firm faith in
He
his
has
parents.
firm faith, but he also has fear to even try anything against it. Suppose I was leaving for work today, and I feel someone has created a wrong thought for me. Someone is jealous of me, and someone has created these thoughts that I hope their work doesn't get done.
I'll tell you. So many times I tell this. Why don't you check when you're going so far away for a meeting? Just call up and see whether he's there at home or not. Because usually they are not at home or something like that, something negative. And so many problems start. You putting vigna. Vigna means
Obstacle.
negativity, obstacles by your thoughts, by your words. They will transmit and it becomes a reality.
Yeah. So suppose I am that person who believes this, that if someone sends a wrong thought to me, my work will not get done today. So I myself, because this is my belief system, and we know that beliefs create thoughts and thoughts create destiny. So I have a belief system, if someone sends a wrong thought, my work will not get done. This belief system, what kind of thoughts has it just created in me?
Fear.
Negative thoughts. My work will not get done today because today I met them. They are not happy with my success. They are jealous of me. It's their energy that I am getting. Now when I get to work today, there can be obstacles. There can be ups and downs. Ups and downs come in situations very often. But the minute there is a slight obstacle, my mind starts working. This is it. I knew they've sent this energy. It's their jealousy because of which I'm having to face this today. It's all their vibrations which is traveling to me. Now my work will not get done today. Things are not going to go the right way. Thoughts.
Yeah, but also if it happens this way 2 or 3 times, you reconfirm.
Let it happen 2 times, 10 times, 20 times.
But that affirmation, no?
Even
Again.
if it's true, what is the need of the hour? This obstacle is coming. I have to cross it, but the minute I create fear, I lose my strength to cross the obstacle. Let's say 2 of us, a husband and a wife or a parent and a child, are going for a very important business meeting. And the meeting means a lot. It's probably a big business deal. And on the way, they've met someone, and probably one of them feels that this person is not happy about our success and is jealous, and immediately the mind starts working that they're not going to send us very good energy right now. And because we have met them, this work will not get done the right way. And this is 2 people in the car, one of them has created this thought. If both of them create this thought, then there's not too much of a conflict because both are of the same opinion. But why are there conflicts today? Is because we have different belief systems. Now, one is the person who believes in this or in so many other myths we have.
Numerology,
There's a whole list. It could start from what we wear to, how we walk, to our names, to our numbers, to our colors, to everything, to the day, to the time, and everything. So if somebody believes in these, then they believe in the whole lot of them. And they will want to live their life according to these belief systems because they are unsure of themselves. They are insecure and they're not confident of themselves and their success, and they are more dependent on these external factors, so to ensure that if I'm wearing the right color on the right day at the right time with the right shoes and the right ring, then my work will happen properly. And if even one of these factors goes wrong, then it might not happen. So I'm not ready to take the risk, so I'm going to do everything the right way outside. But what we forget is that in the process of doing all these things outside, we are creating fear constantly, and which means we're getting everything right outside but not anything right inside. I have to go to a business meeting or I have to go to work with confidence, conviction, faith, not with fear.
Confidence, conviction, faith,
Faith in myself and in my ability.
and not with fear.
But when I'm dependent on so many things outside, I'm actually going with the energy of fear, which is not the right energy for any relationship or any business deal.
And doubt.
Fear and doubt, both will come together. And because there's fear, doubt, insecurity, so lack of conviction in myself. Now, so there's one person in the car who is with this type of thinking. Now, for this person, let's say it's the husband, needs to understand that these are belief systems, and belief systems create thoughts, and my thoughts create destiny. So if I think that red color will bring me success, then for the rest of my life I continue wearing red color for every business meeting I have. And the day, by chance, I have to go to a business meeting and I'm not wearing red color, then I'm going to go for the meeting with the thought, today I'm not wearing red, so
I'll be unsuccessful.
I'll be unsuccessful. Similarly, if I meet this person and I start creating these thoughts, I've met them, work will not get done properly. So for this person, the husband or the parent needs to understand that this every thought is going to create my destiny. It's not about the thoughts of the person whom I met. It's not the energy of the person who's jealous. It's my energy that I'm creating in response to them as the stimulus. Okay, they may be jealous. Okay, they may not be happy about my success and are sending lot of negative thoughts. But finally, it's my work and it's my energy which will decide success and failure. If I can rise in my thoughts above this average thinking, this is average thinking, so-called normal thinking, that if they have sent negative energy, now things will not happen properly. They have sent negative energy. Let's accept. They have sent negative energy. But finally, I can create more powerful energy than what they are sending.
I can create more positive energy
than what they are sending. But the minute I create this thought, they have sent this, now my work, question mark, I've become vulnerable,
weak,
and their energy will attack. It's like I pick up something now and I hit you. It's my energy. I'm hitting you with my energy. If you protect yourself, close the door, nothing going to hit you. Sure. But if you open the door and say, oh, they are hitting me, there it is. So a single weak thought, a single thought of fear opens the door, makes me vulnerable and weak for all the energy that if people are sending me, it hits. And then my energy of fear and their energy of jealousy is enough for the failure at the work.
So how do I not open the door and make my fear into strength?
You cannot make fear into strength. Yeah, rise above it. It's okay. They're not happy. But my success is here, and I send them lots of love and good wishes so that they can heal their jealousy.
They want to send negative, let them send. But I'm still going to send.
I can't stop them sending their negativity. No? In fact, again, like we saw last time, compassion, they are in pain. Compassion, they are uncomfortable right now. This thought is a positive thought. But if they send this to me, this will happen. Negative thought. Let everyone send what they want. I, the soul, am on my journey. This is my work. And it's only my energy and my karma which will get the result. No one else can do anything.
Somebody, sister, who sends you a negative energy, fine. And then he himself is getting it back.
That's his
so
hurt.
if I understand this, I'll have rather compassion for him. Look, he is calling all negativity
It's
to
not only
himself.
calling, it's not even calling. Let's say I am jealous of you and I'm sending you, jealous. I can't even send, I'm jealous, so it's traveling. So it's not about when it comes back to me. Even when I'm jealous, I'm so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
See? So while I'm so uncomfortable, you should be compassionate towards
That's
me.
what I said. You are digging. Poor chap is digging his own grave. So I have to be compassionate.
Exactly.
Again, when I can be compassionate, only when like last time you said, he is a patient. He is unwell. He is mentally not stable.
No, not mentally, emotionally not stable.
Emotionally, the other person. I'm talking about
Yeah,
the
the other person.
last episode.
Not yeah.
Last episode.
True.
Someone who's not well, sick, how the nurses, doctors, family members take care of that person. So compassion. So here we can understand that poor chap, whatever it is, we won't call that chap poor chap, he is in some kind of a
Pain. Any kind of negativity is pain. It's emotional
pain, or
discomfort.
he's not aware of his original self, or he doesn't know that he is a soul, whatever.
Yeah, so it's emotional discomfort. Their energy is weak energy. But if I remain stable, that's powerful energy. It can override that. I send compassion to them and I go for my work. Now, this is for the person who believes a lot in these myths. They need to gradually overcome these myths, because the more we are dependent on these myths, the lesser we are using our own power. The more I'm dependent on everything good being outside, the lesser I focus on it being good inside. Because I take care of only everything outside, create fear, and so perfect outside, uncomfortable inside. And more dependency. Every time dependent on things being perfect outside is only a dependency. Dependency creates fear. And we can live our life in this. I will do this only on Tuesday. I will do this only at 10 o'clock. My name has to be changed from this to this. Then I will be successful.
Spellings.
Everything. Success is here.
A few of the actors, my friends, even if the producer would give a nice suite to them, they would take a smaller room because of the number of the room.
The lucky number. Yeah.
Lucky, unlucky, or which numerology or whatever.
Lot of people, the sports stars, will take care of the number of t-shirt which they wear, the date on which they will play the match. A lot of things are there. So the more I am depending on things outside, if I'm using number 1 and I'm successful that day, I'll say, okay, this is the number which works for me. Or a numerologist tells me there's no end to this.
I found an end to it. How? Because one of my very close film producer, who was very successful, he used to bring a few tarot readers and some kind of numerologists on the sets. They used to be paid per day for those 100 days of shooting, just to change the colors and to say okay for that color for this day and that and all that, and he flopped. The film flopped.
It's not about...
In spite of all that.
No,
so I said, that day I said, no, I'm not going to believe all this.
No, but we don't need to base our faith and the truth on whether it was a success or a flop. If you decided, I'm not going to believe because it flopped, then you would have decided to believe if it would have been a success.
Yes, I would
And that is what would have happened. That is what happens in most cases. If it's a success, then I'll believe it. If it's a flop, then I won't believe it. Truth is, success or flop doesn't depend on it.
Rise.
It
Rise
is a
above.
factor. Numerology is a science, astrology is a science. They're all energy, but a lower level energy. The highest level energy is here. I may not have the right number today. The date might not be right today. The day might not be right. And my color I'm wearing is not right. But if my mind is right, nothing can stop success for me. So let's focus on the highest energy rather than getting dependent on the other lower levels of energy. But the more I'm dependent, that this becomes weaker.
So the right might is not
So
there.
the higher energy, which is the more powerful energy, becomes weaker. My willpower reduces. Every time I'm depending on someone outside, I'm reducing my willpower. And every time I'm creating this thought, so what if everything outside is wrong? I'll do it. I'm increasing my willpower. So this is for the person in the family who believes in a lot of myths. But more important is that person in the family who doesn't believe in it and therefore tends to get entangled and get into a conflict every time. That person, whether it's the children of today or it's a spouse, they need to understand that the other person believes in it. Let me respect their belief system. I may not agree with the belief. We may not agree with the belief, but we do not need to create disrespect only because we have two different belief systems.
Yeah, because some people in India, they believe in forcing a guest to eat. They'll put something else in your plate. And somebody else, a person like me, I'll say, I don't do it. I don't want to waste. I don't like this. I like this. I'll select my own. So these kind of belief systems,
But then
if
it's
my children
disrespect.
and somebody else's children, they meet and they get married, then further in relationship, they have a lot of problems.
Now, what happens is when one person has very strong belief systems, the other person will have to become adaptable. Not believe in those belief systems and yet at the same time not disrespect. This is very important. Let's say I don't believe in this, wear this ring and this will be successful and do this. I wouldn't believe. And yet I live with a person who strongly believes in it. So initially I would go on and on and on trying to stop that person. Stop wearing this doesn't work, this not like this, do it yourself. But I realized it was only creating problems at home.
Conflict.
It was only creating constant negative energy at home. And then I just sat back with myself and I said, okay, this is the truth for me, but for the time being, something else is the truth for this person. And I respect that person. I cannot let two different belief systems become the cause of conflict in our relationships. And so I constantly tell that person, I do not believe in this, but you carry forward and do whatever you're comfortable with. And what happens is, if I do not believe and I disrespect you for what you believe, very soon you're going to start disrespecting me for my beliefs. And the beliefs are kept aside. Very soon we're disrespecting each other.
Yeah, but they sometimes people in relationships, the disrespecting is so bad they laugh at
Yeah, that can be ridicule, it can be
ridiculing the other
mockery.
person and making a joke out of him and making him feel that he's weak.
Now I need to understand is that the person who's dependent on these myths is already weak. Let's say I'm dependent on all this, I'm already weak, my willpower is low. You do not believe in them, so your role will have to be to empower me. But if you keep making fun of me, if you keep nagging me about it, if you keep looking for situations where you keep telling me, see, it didn't work, see, you did it, but it didn't work, all that energy is making me weaker. If you want to help me to break my myths and come out of it, you'll have to make me stronger. It's like any other addiction. Don't try to pull the alcohol away from the person. They're not going to give it up. Find the root. Why are they addicted? Heal them there. They'll drop the alcohol. This person who's dependent on so many things, they are emotionally weak, willpower is low, fear, insecurity. Don't try and tell them to stop believing in those myths. They won't be able to do it. We'll only fight and make them weaker. Let's address the emotional strength of that soul, empower them, help them, heal them.
By loving them.
And sending the right energy. No nagging and no conflicts over small issues.
Honestly believing that this person is like this, he has faith in this, okay, I respect his faith.
I respect them. This is very important. And respect them means internally, no negative thought about what they believe in. It's like a simple thing. I'm a vegetarian. And then immediately when I see someone consuming non-veg, earlier my energy would be, how can they eat this kind of food? This is disrespect. This is absolute disrespect. I prefer vegetarian Doesn't mean everyone else has to do it, even though I would have 100 reasons why vegetarian is good. It could be health, it could be spirituality, it could be so many things, but still it's a matter of choice, and relationship means respecting each other's choices and belief systems. Now I saw if I created this energy, vegetarian is good, they're having the wrong kind of food. They started creating this energy, I'm having the wrong kind of food. And then both of us were pointing fingers, you are wrong. And then I changed my thought process, vegetarian is good for me. And whatever they are eating is good for them because they've chosen. So I was respecting their choice. They stopped making fun of me. Relationship became smooth.
And how do I come back to my first question about the person who's going out for work and the wife shouting and calling his name? How do I respect here? How do I respect here?
The husband is leaving for work and the wife has shouted out, past is past, it's already done. She can take care next time. She
And
can
if she
take
does
care
that
next
10 times?
She's taking time. Everyone takes time to change their sanskars. But instead of fighting with her that time just before going to work, because then definitely the work will not get done, I can just quickly change my thought to, okay, she's cold, I'll take care. Let me create the right energy. Things will go fine. And in the evening when I come back, I can tell her, you know what, I request you not to say this to me when I'm leaving for work. But because we create that conflict that time, then we are walking to work with the wrong energy. And then definitely there will be obstacles. And when there is a problem, I will say, you know what, it's because of...
She.
Nothing is because of anyone else. It's because of what I choose to be and how I choose to do it.
Wonderful. Okay, sister. Let's respect each other's beliefs, whether we believe in them or not. Is that what you wanted to say? We'll sum up here. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you. Many of us live our life based on belief systems and are not ready to experiment with a change because we fear the consequences. Our thoughts have a dominating influence on the outcome of the situation. So if we create a thought of fear, we are already sending the wrong energy into our action. Then the result will be what we had feared. Our thoughts create our destiny. Even if some external factors are unfavorable, even if people around us are not sending the right energy, if we create the right thought energy, things will go right. If people around us have belief systems which we do not agree, we should respect their beliefs. We should not ridicule them. They are weak and our rejection makes them weaker. Let us respect them, empower them, and gradually help them to experiment a new way of living which is fearless. Tomorrow we will discuss the impact of unconditional respect. If you wish to discuss your problem or have a question to ask or want to know your nearest Rajyoga meditation center, call us on 099 99 744 555.
Om Shanti.